Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in everyone's life when they feel as though they are invisible. They are judged before they even speak, their dreams dismissed, and their potential ignored. I stand before you today not as a person who has achieved everything, but as someone who has walked the path of being undervalued, overlooked, and misunderstood. And I know I am not alone in this. Many of you, I'm sure, have felt the sting of being laughed at when you were at your lowest. Many of you have experienced the pain of being ignored by those you thought would support you. But there's one truth that I have come to know. One day, they will see. One day, the people who overlooked you, laughed at you, and ignored you will realize your worth. And it won't be because you asked them to. It will be because you showed them. You proved it to them not with words, but with your actions, your resilience, and your success. I remember when I was starting out, before anyone knew my name, before I had anything to show for myself. There were people who laughed at my dreams, who thought my ambitions were too big for me, who believed that I was destined to remain in the shadows. They couldn't see my worth because I hadn't yet proven it. And let me tell you, it hurt. It hurt to feel dismissed. It hurt to feel invisible. But what hurt even more was realizing that I had allowed their opinions to hold so much weight. I allowed their laughter to seep into my heart and start questioning my own potential. But here's the truth I learned: the only person whose opinion matters when it comes to your worth is you. If you let others define your value, you will spend your life chasing approval that will never come. Then came the moment of realization. It wasn't a loud, dramatic event. It was quiet. It was the simple decision that I would no longer wait for others to acknowledge my worth. I would acknowledge it myself. I would stop seeking validation from those who couldn't see what I was capable of. This was the turning point. It didn't happen overnight, and it didn't come without struggle. But with every step I took towards my goals, I began to build something more powerful than any external approval: self-belief. It wasn't easy. There were days when I wanted to give up, days when the world seemed too harsh and my dreams felt out of reach. But every time I fell, I got back up. Every setback became a lesson, and every challenge became a stepping stone. I knew that the only way to show my worth was by working hard, learning from every failure, and refusing to quit. I found strength in the struggles, and I found confidence in the growth. With each day that passed, I became more resilient. And with every achievement, no matter how small, I knew I was building something that no one could take away from me: my legacy. And now, the day has come. The day when they realize my worth. The day when they see that all the laughter, all the doubt, and all the disregard never had any power over me. They will see the journey, the growth, the determination, and the success. But here's the thing: they won't be the focus of this story. You see, when you spend your life trying to prove yourself to others, you give them power over your happiness. But when you decide that your validation comes from within, they lose that power. When they come back, when they see you thriving, when they realize that your silence was never weakness but strength, what then? Do you open the door to them again? Do you let them reclaim the position they forfeited when they chose not to believe in you? No. You learn to move forward without holding on to the resentment or seeking revenge. You move forward because your journey was never about them. It was about proving to yourself that you are capable. It was about fulfilling the potential you always knew you had. The people who doubted you may return, but now, you are different. You are no longer seeking their approval or yearning for their recognition. Their opinions, their judgments, their laughter, they have become irrelevant, mere whispers in the background of your triumphant story. Your silence, in the face of their disbelief, became the loudest response. It showed them that you were never broken, just quietly rebuilding. And that silence, that unwavering commitment to your path, became the proof of your strength. As time goes on, those who mocked you will start to feel the weight of their own short-sightedness. They will remember the times they dismissed you and realize that while they were busy judging, you were busy growing. While they pointed fingers, you were lifting yourself up. And while they were trying to diminish you, you were becoming unstoppable. And now, look at you. You are no longer the person who needed to be seen. You are the person who stands tall, unbothered by the noise, living a life of purpose, built on your own terms. So, to those who have ever felt small, who have ever felt like their voice didn't matter, I say this: keep going. Let your silence be your power. Let your actions speak so loudly that they overshadow the doubts of others. Let the path you carve be one of resilience, so when the day comes that they finally see you, they understand that their approval was never needed. Because in the end, it was never about being seen by them. It was about seeing yourself clearly all along.